Hi, everyone. Okay, so we're going to be learning about a box and whisker plot. We're going to leave triangles for a moment. We're going to go over to data. Okay, a little different. Box and whisker plot. It's a way to document data. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your left hand. It has to be your left hand. If you're a lefty, you can take your right hand and flip it over. So basically, I need your thumb on this side. But if you're right-handed, this is pretty much what you do. So you take your left hand and you're going to trace your left hand. Okay? So I'm tracing my left hand. It only works with your left hand. If you are a left-handed person, then flip over your right hand and trace your right hand. Sorry, but it only works with your left hand. Okay, so make sure this is your left hand. So we're gonna trace it now. This using our left hand helps us remember what the vocabulary for this part. So stay with me. So of all of these fingers and thumbs, which one has the least power? Which one has like very weak powers? Your pinky, right? So I'm going to say that would be called your minimum. Okay? So I'm going to call it the minimum. Okay, because it has very little power. It's minimum power. Okay, that's why I call it the minimum. Okay, now which one has the maximum power? Which one has the most power out of all of them? It would be your thumb, right? Because it has maximum power. You would play thumb wars with it. That's something you guys can do on quarantine. Maximum. Okay. So this one has the minimum power. Your pinky has minimum power. The maximum power, that one, right? So minimum, maximum. This one has the least power. Then has the most power. Okay. The middle finger. So the middle finger has a special name. Well, it's in the middle, right? Does anybody remember what we call a number that's right in the middle? Well, it's called your median. So we're going to call your middle finger the median. Switch over. Okay, so when we used to do mean, median, mode, median would be the middle number. Well, here your middle finger is right there. Your middle finger is called the median. Okay, love teaching this. Okay, now, so minimum would be the minimum number, the smallest number. Maximum is the biggest number. Median is the number in the middle. Okay, the middle number, the smallest number, the biggest number. Okay, small, middle, big. Now, your ring finger, this one, the ring finger, it's called the lower quartile. Okay, new vocabulary, lower quartile. Your pointer finger, the one you use to point with, is called the upper quartile. Okay, so lower quartile, upper quartile. The lower quartile is sometimes referred to as quartile 1. The upper quartile is sometimes referred to as quartile 3. And your medium is sometimes referred to as your quartile 2. Q stands for quartile. They'll abbreviate it as Q1, 2, and 3. Okay? So, don't worry, we'll discuss all of this in a second. So, minimum is the smallest number. The lower quartile, the medium is the middle number, upper quartile, and then the one with the maximum power. Now, believe it or not, this graph will help us. This hand will help us with our data. Okay. So, I'm going to give you a list of numbers. I'm going to give them to you in order, so it's a lot easier for us to do this right now. So, let's write this numbers down. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Rocky. Okay, so easiest things to solve for now. would be your minimum. Okay, your minimum. Your minimum refers to the smallest number. So of this data, which is already in order, which is your smallest number? That would be the 2. So the minimum would be 2. It's the smallest number. Smallest number, okay? That's hashtag, kind of hard to see with the marker. And that's an arrow. So the smallest number is 2, right? Okay, now what's the maximum? Are your numbers in order? Cool. So what's the maximum number? Which is the number that has the most power in this data? That would be the 14, right? So the maximum is the largest number. Largest number in our data would be 14. So your minimum, your maximum are pretty easy to find out because it's just your smallest number and your biggest number. Now be careful, make sure that these are in order. When they're mixed up, it's harder to find. So first thing, put them in order. Okay, this third thing that's pretty easy to find sometimes is your median. Now, what does that mean? What does median mean? Median means, refresher, because you learned this a couple months ago, is your middle number. Okay, it's your middle number. So of these numbers, which one's in the middle? Now, you take the small, the big, small, big, small, big. Okay, I have 3 on this side and 3 on this side, right? I cross out 3 on this side, 3 on this side. So what's the number right in the middle? Your median, your middle finger. Which one's the one in the middle? It would be the 8, right? The 8 is the middle number. So that's what that equals to. Okay, so the minimum is 2, the maximum is 14, the median is 8. Now, let's pause for a second. Have we done anything extremely hard so far? No. These are the 3 that I think are pretty easy. Minimum is the smallest number. You shouldn't get that one wrong. Maximum is the biggest number. Again, something you shouldn't get really wrong. The median is the number in the middle. Just cross them out, number in the middle. Now, we're going to do what is called the lower quartile, also known as Q1. Okay, so we have our data here. We have this part is in the middle, right? So this splits 2 things. This is like one side and then the other. So this is in the middle. So your lower quartile is this part. Okay, so this right here is your lower quartile. I mean, your lower section, not quartile. My apologies. Lower section. So of these 3 numbers that are in the lower part, which one's in the middle? Well, if I cross out this number and I cross out this number, what's right in the middle? 4. So 4 would be your lower quartile because it's in the middle of the first half. So the 8 cuts it in half. What's over here? Oh, these 3 numbers. Well, what's in the middle? 4. So 4 would be called your lower quartile. So lower quartile is the median, the middle number of the first half. Median is the middle of everything, number in the middle. Lower quartile is, well, what's in the middle of the first numbers? So your upper quartile also known as your Q3. This one's Q2. Q2, that's 8, okay? I'm sorry, it's just because some worksheets call it the median, some worksheets call it Q2. I'm exposing you to everything. It's not very hard though. Upper quartile. So again, here's the 8. It splits everything in half. So this is your upper part, the numbers that are bigger. Upper quartile is, well, which number is in the middle of the numbers that are bigger on the upper part? So which number is in the middle of these 3? It'd be 12, right? So So your quartile 3 or your upper quartile is 12. And guess what? That's it. That's boxing whisker plot. Day 1. So minimum, smallest number, maximum, largest number, medium is the middle number. Then your lower quartile is the number in the middle of the first part. The upper quartile is the number in the middle in the upper part. And that's it. Well, this takes practice. I don't expect you to know it like that right now. So let's do one more. All right. So I'm going to give you the numbers in order just to save us time. But the worksheet might not have them in order. So make sure that you put them in order. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. All right. These are called the odd numbers. We just did the even numbers. Okay. So are they in order? Yes. So that's the first thing you want to do is you want to check that they're in order. Okay. Now, the easiest one is the minimum. One of the easiest ones, which is the number in the middle. I mean, I'm sorry. The minimum is the smallest number. So of these numbers, which one's the smallest? Well, it should be on this side, right? Oh, I forgot to go over range. Remind me to go over range. So minimum is 1. What's the maximum? What's the biggest number in our list? 13. So our minimum is 1. Our maximum is 13. All right. Now your median. What's the number in the middle? Well, we're going to cross them out first. Cross out a small, a big, a small, a big, small, big, circle. So that's a number in the middle. So that would be called your median because it's the number in the middle. 7. Okay. Now we're going to do what is called the lower quartile, also known as Q1. Okay. So here's the middle part. What's the number in the middle of the first part of your data? So cross out the front, cross out the back, 3. So the lower quartile Q1 is 3. Now we're going to look at the upper quartile, upper section. Okay. So front, back, 11. So the upper quartile or Q3, because this one is Q2, Q1, Q2, Q3. So what's the number in the middle? 11. Okay. And if we were to look at the left hand again, the minimum, then it would be lower quartile, medium, upper quartile, and maximum. And they would go in numerical order, right? The minimum is the smallest number, then your low quartile, then your medium, then your upper quartile, and then your maximum. So it would be like 1, 3, 7, 11, and 13 would be the number in the middle. If we were to list this in order, I list them in like the easiest ones to find, and then the one you have to do a little bit of work. Okay. All right. Remember, this is day 1. We're going to work on this a couple more days as well. So let me look up. Okay. Just trying to make sure Okay. Okay. Let's do a harder one. I'm going to write these numbers down. 42, 58, 67, oops, 67, 55, 40, 69, 66, 51, 46, 48, and 68. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. Okay, first thing you do is you have to put them in order. So I think the smallest number I see is 40. I'll do 40. 42. If I make a mistake, please write them down correctly. Don't follow me if I make a mistake. 46. 48. Any more 40s? No. 50s. 51. 55. 58. 60s. 66. 67. 68 and 69. Now let me make sure I had them all. There was 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Perfect. I'm going to write them in order now, your data. So we're going to first do minimum. Then we're going to do lower quartile, which is also referred to as quartile 1. Then we're going to do your median, which is referred to as quartile 2. Then we're going to do your upper quartile, which is referred to as quartile 3. And then we're going to do your maximum. Okay? It's because depending on the worksheet that we do, they're referred to as different things. So minimum, lower quartile, median, upper quartile, maximum. We're going to be using this data tomorrow as well. So make sure, keep these numbers. We're going to do all the little things. Okay. So we're going to be using, obviously, not the one out of order. Use the one that's in order, right? Okay. So your minimum is the smallest number. Of these numbers, which is the smallest? Well, if you put them in numerical order, the smallest number is obviously the first one, 40. Now I wrote them in order. Technically, we're not going to do them in order. What's the maximum? Maximum is 69, right? That's the biggest number. Now, before I do lower quartile or upper quartile, I got to do medium. That's the one you have to do. So I'm going to use my pen. Big number, small, big, small, big, small. So I have 3 in the front crossed out, 3 in the back crossed out. Front, back, circle. So what's the number in the middle? 55. So that's called your medium, your quartile 2. 55. So take a second. You can rewind what I just did. Please do so. Okay. All right. So this is the number in the middle. I crossed them out. Now, lower quartile. Now that I figured out what the middle number is, so basically I put my pen right there. So now I got to find the median, the middle number of the lower part. So I'm going to cross them out. Front, back, front, back. I have 2 crossed out here, 2 crossed out here. So then therefore this is the middle number. So lower quartile is 46. Because it's the number in the middle of the first part. Notice I'm not using the 55. 55 is done. We're not using that anymore. It's in the middle. It kind of shows us where the middle is. So what's the number in the middle of the first part? 46. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Now let's do the upper quartile, which is the number in the middle of the second half. So front, back again, front, back. What's the number in the middle? 67. Okay? I'm probably going to not do range today. We'll leave it there. Okay, so rewind, watch it again. It's a long one, I understand. I just think I have to go over one more thing. Yeah. Okay, let's do one that's a little bit harder because it might be on your worksheet. And if you don't get it right, I have a pretty good feeling you're not watching this all the way through. What? All right, let's do 14, 11, 8, not 18, 8. That's an 8. Just one. 1, 23, 20, 17, 5, 19, 10, 12, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 numbers. Okay. Remember, we're going to use these same notes tomorrow. We're going to add to this. So make sure you're copying this down. Remember, you're doing this for yourself. You need to learn this. All right. Smallest number is a 1. then 5, then the 8, then the 10, 11, 12, 14, 17, 19, 20, 22, 23. I wanted to fit all in one line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. This is good. Even numbers because, well, it's a little different. All right. So we're going to do minimum, lower quartile, which is your quartile 1, median, which is quartile 2, upper quartile, which is quartile 3, and maximum. Okay. Minimum is the easiest. It's the smallest number when they're in order. You see, it's not 14. It's not 14. It's 1 because it's the smallest number. Even though 14 came first in our list, it's not the smallest number, right? Maximum, what's the maximum number? It's all the way at the end, which is 23. All right, now we're going to do the median, okay? We can't do lower quartile, upper quartile until we do the median, even though they're listed in this order. Okay, so the median. So big, small, big, sorry. Front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back. Oh no. Oh my goodness. There are 2 numbers left. So what do you do when there's 2 numbers left? Well, what you do is you can think of the number that's between 12 and 14, like, gee, what number is between 12 and 13? Right? If you don't know, then you're going to add these 2 numbers. It's probably the longest video I've done all time. 2, 6, 26. And then you divide by 2. 26 divided by 2. 26 divided by 2 is 13. 12, 13, 14, right? So that makes sense that 13 would be the number in the middle. So that's our median. 13 because we had 2 numbers in the middle. So therefore, we're going to figure out what number is in the middle of 12 and 14. In this case, it'd be 13. Now, something interesting. This is the hardest problem of the day. This is your median. It's not 12. It's not 14. It's 13. So your median is right there. So when I do my lower quartile, guess what? I'm going to include the 12 in the lower part. So let's cross them out. The 1 and then the 12 because it was in your median. The 5 and then the 11. I got 2 numbers again. 8 and 10. What's in the middle of 8 and 10? 8 divided by 2, 18 divided by 2, 9. What's in the middle? 9. So 9 would be my lower quartile because I crossed them out. And again, I have 2 numbers left, 8 and 10. What's in the middle of 8 and 10? 9. That is what I call my lower quartile. Now let's look at the upper quartile. Now 13 is your median, so 14 is included in the crossing out. So cross out 14, cross out 23, cross out 17, cross out 22. Now I have 19 and 20 left. What's in the middle of 19 and 20? I don't know. Let's add them up. I get 39. Is 39 in the middle? Obviously not. I got to divide 39 divided by 2. 1, 2, remainder 1. Bring down the 9. 2 goes into 19. Ouch. What did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? I did something wrong. Oh no. 9 times 2 is 18. 1 decimal 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times. So therefore, what's my upper quartile? 19.5. Because that's what's in the middle of 19 and 20? 19.5. Okay. All right. So today's assignment, you're going to be given a list of numbers. Whoa. Just like this. Hi, Rock. I wonder if I can show you Rocky. Ben. Oh, he went away. Okay. So, what was I? Oh, you're going to get a list of numbers, put them in order, then like this. This is the hardest one because You have to find numbers that are in the middle because it was an even number. Not all of them are even. Some of them are going to be like the first ones we reviewed. So just go when you're doing the worksheet, make sure you're using your notes. Okay, there's a little picture of Rocky on his way to his forever home. And now he's literally sitting at my feet. Maybe tomorrow he'll make an appearance. All right, let me know if you have any questions. See ya.